Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Mark Timberlake, and I'm back with a brand new video. And today, guys, college basketball season is just wrapped up. Confetti's falling in the swamp down in Florida. College football is less than 150 days away from the first game. Let's break down the Big Ten, because I think the Big Ten is going to be a completely different conference in this coming season. So, apparently looking at team spring camps, obviously Michigan only has 2 quarterbacks going. Davis Warren's still recovering from the ACL. So Bryce Underwood and Jaden Davis are the only 2 getting snaps right now. But apparently Bryce Underwood, if you had to bet money, he's probably going to be the starter. Ohio State has some indecisiveness in the quarterback room. Now, do I think that Ohio State is going to be bad this year? As for the conference, no. Overall, I think they'll make the college football playoffs. I don't know if they'll win the Big Ten, though. I still think they'll be good in the Big Ten. I just don't know if they'll win. Because Oregon is coming back fully restocked, fully loaded, ready to go. Indiana, Purdue, nah. Michigan State, don't know. We'll see. Washington, Michigan, I think, could make a complete 180 compared to last season. Sherrone Moore's second year, new quarterback, offensive line, according to what the offensive coordinator says, looking a lot better. Michigan's going to be more settled in this year, and I think that they can make a 180 this year, can make a run. USC, they're a toss-up, 50-50, I feel like, on USC. Because everyone said USC was going to be great last year. Ended up being terrible. UCLA, don't think they're doing anything crazy. But I think the Big Ten will be completely different with how some of the teams do this year. Ohio State, I still think they'll be good. Penn State, always a dark horse team. Oregon, fully locked and loaded. Michigan can make a complete 180. So let's break down those top 4, the 4 teams in the Big Ten that everyone has their eyes on. Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. Those are really the 4 teams that everyone has their eyes on. So let's break down Penn State. James Franklin, Drew Aller, saying, hey, made it to the Big Ten championship last year, but we didn't win it. That's not what we won. Let's come back this season. Let's win the Big Ten championship. Had a nice run in the college football playoffs, but we didn't make it where we wanted to make it. We wanted to make it to the national championship. We didn't get there. This year, let's do it. This year, let's win it. So Drew Aller's coming back with a fire inside of him. James Franklin's got a fire inside of him. And all together, great coach, great team. I got respect for Penn State. They're a good team. They are a good team. The question is, with all the other teams they play, because they're going to play Ohio State. They're going to play Ohio State. They're going to play Oregon. They're going to play. If they're good enough, they'll play all the best teams of the Big Ten. They will. So, the big thing for Penn State is this: you got to get over the hump, and by the hump, I mean 1 or 2 teams that you have not been able to beat. Ohio State, and as of last year was Oregon. Years before that, Michigan did not play Michigan last season. But the other 3 teams, those are the 3 teams that Penn State's got to get over the hump against. You got to beat Ohio State, got to beat Oregon, got to beat Michigan. You got to get over that hump if you're Penn State. If they can do that, they will have a legitimate shot to maybe even win it all this year, if not just the Big Ten. So, as far as it goes, I'm breaking down this. Penn State, good team. Odds of winning the Big Ten, I give them maybe a 20 or 30% chance. Next team we're going to break down. Ohio State. Ohio State. Ryan Day is there again. Haven't beat Michigan the past 4 years. Indecisiveness in the quarterback room. Lost a bunch after that national championship season. Where are you at now? Now, the narrative that Ohio State fans have given this whole season is, we don't care that we lost to Michigan. We won a national championship. But in the back of your mind, the fact that Ohio State lost to Michigan, it's still in their minds. You can't deny that. They didn't want to lose to Michigan. That's the most important game of the season to them. So you look at it like this. Yeah, we won a national championship, but we still didn't beat Michigan. This year, I believe the only reason that Ryan Day kept his job this year was because Ohio State won a national championship. I mean, in reality, the national championship saved him. If he didn't win a national championship, I'd say they would have got rid of him because Ohio State fans want a coach who can beat Michigan. So if you're Ohio State, here's the narrative this year. Do exactly what we did last year, but beat Michigan. Win the game. I don't know. Ohio State has to... Ryan Day's got to win a Michigan game this year. I'm going to believe his job is gone. I mean, bro can't even order DoorDash with his name on it anymore because he doesn't know what the guy who delivers it is going to do if he sees Ryan Day on it. So here's what it comes down to. Number one, you got to beat Michigan. You got to get over that hump. If you can get over that hump of beating Michigan and then Oregon, they beat them last year in the CFP. We know they can do that. So here's what it comes down to. If you can go over that hump of beating the one or two teams that ruin your season every year of being Big Ten champs, you can win the Big Ten championship. You can win a national championship, but you got to get over that hump and you got to figure out the quarterback situation. If Ohio State can do that, which I think there's a good chance they may, Michigan game, I don't think they're going to beat Michigan this coming season just because they didn't play a good Michigan team last season. And now Michigan's looking like they're going to be a completely different team this season. So I give Ohio State maybe probably higher than Penn State because they're still probably better than Penn State. They probably will still beat Penn State. As a Michigan fan, don't get me wrong. I'm all Penn State for that game. Beat them. But I don't know if it'll happen. So I give Ohio State maybe a 40%, 45% chance to win the Big Ten this year. That seems fair. Now let's break down the next team. Michigan. 7-5 last season. But ended the season on a high note with a win over Ohio State and a win over Alabama. Didn't make the Big Ten championship like they had the 3 previous years, precursor to that season. But if you're Michigan, the narrative going around is this. We want to get back to Big Ten champs. We want to get back to the college football playoffs. Last season was not successful. But Sherrone Moore's first season. And now look what he's set to do this season. Got Bryce Underwood. Got him to flip from LSU to Michigan. 5-star recruit. Jaden Davis. 5-star recruit. Davis Warren. Played a good amount of games last season. Beat Ohio State last season. Going to be getting reps in about 1 or 2 weeks after recovering from the ACL tear. Got Mikey King from Fresno State. Hasn't been getting any reps, but you got a good... I feel like you have decent depth in the quarterback room here. I feel like you do. So the quarterback is figured out. Offensive line, going to be more solid this year. They were all starters last year who had never started before. This year, we've been there before. We know what the narrative is. We know what the motive is. They're still a little shaky according to Michigan's offensive coordinator, but they're looking good. Now, if you had to bet money on the Michigan starter, I would say Bryce Underwood because he can move better than any of the quarterbacks. And with the offensive line still being shaky, you need a quarterback who can buy time, which I think Bryce Underwood can. Wide receivers, Samaj Morgan's back. Tyler Morris is back. Kendrick Bell is back. You got a great wide receiving core. You want to look at running backs? Jordan Marshall in the backfield. He's back. You got a great running back, at least at the one spot. You want to look at the kicker. Zavada. He's back. Debatably the best kicker in the league, potentially. I mean, NFL scouts must be salivating over that guy. He's back. He's kicking for Michigan. You want to bring the national championship down to a field goal? Put it in Zavada's leg? 100% faith he'll make wherever he's kicking from. So, Michigan's looking like they're going to be a completely different team this year. In all reality, it comes down to this. How well is the offensive line going to protect the quarterback, and what is the defense going to do? Now, obviously, we lost Colston Loveland. Michigan lost Colston Loveland. They lost Will Johnson. They lost a good amount of players, but they also got a good amount of players who we saw a glimmer of in the Alabama game. Orji went to UNLV, perfect team for him because he was not the guy. He was not the guy this year. Come out and say that. So overall, here's what we got. We got decent depth. We got pretty good depth, I think, in the quarterback room. You got a great wide receiving core. You got at least one really good running back. You got a lot of pieces that you can make a really good team with. Question is, can Michigan get over this hump that they were on that they couldn't get over last season? You got to beat Oregon. Got to beat Penn State. Keep beating Ohio State. 3 teams that they're going to see if they play good enough. Those are 3 teams that they will probably see. So can you beat Oregon? Can you beat Ohio State? Can you beat Penn State? You got to look at it like that. I think Michigan has the potential to beat all 3 of them this coming season. Question is, will they? Because it's not like that matchup against Oregon is going to be one team that's heavily favored way over any other. No, it's not. It's going to be 2 teams that are probably really good. And it's not like that Michigan. Another thing for Michigan this year, Oklahoma out of conference game. Just wait. Wait for that game. Wait for that game. Same thing with Ohio State, Texas. Watch for that game. I think that's going to be an enjoyable one. I think Michigan, Oklahoma will be enjoyable. I think Ohio State and Texas will be enjoyable. So watch for those games. Those in the back of your mind. So, but when it comes to Big Ten Conference, can you beat Oregon? Can you beat Ohio State? And can you beat Penn State? Those are the 3 teams that Michigan's got to beat this year, and they're going to have to make a 180 from last season if they want to beat all 3 of those teams. Rivalry games, I feel like you can never say one team's going to win or going to lose because rivalry, all bets off, nothing matters. Season record doesn't matter, just go win the game. The last team we're going to break down. So I give Michigan maybe a 50%, 55% chance to win the Big Ten. Putting them higher than Penn State and Ohio State because Penn State and Ohio State got 2 humps that they haven't been able to get over for a while now. Last one. Oregon. Probably giving them the highest chance to win the Big Ten. I think they will do it again. If I had to make a bet right now. When the season opens up, that can shake things up a little bit. We haven't even seen these teams' spring practices yet, so it's way too early predictions, but I think right now they got the highest percentage chance. Dylan Gabriel back. You got a great team returning, great offense, great defense. Dan Lanning wants the quack attack to continue. He's ready to get the quack attack going again. I mean, Oregon said, okay, made the CFP last year, but we lost the team that we beat earlier in the season. Is that what we wanted? No. We want to win it all this coming season. We want to be Big Ten champions again, and we want to win it all. So basically, if you're Oregon, do what you did last season again in the regular season. Beat everybody. Do what you did in the Big Ten championship. Beat everybody. But then when you go to the CFP, do what you didn't do last year. Beat everybody in the CFP, win the national championship. They have the pieces. They have the coaching staff. They have the players. They have everything they need. Now they just got to make sure to get it all to fit in like a round peg. Get it all in the right spot. Get it all to come together like the piece of a puzzle. Get it all to fit together and come together the way they want it to. Oregon, I'd give them a 75-80% chance maybe to win the Big Ten. I feel like that's respectable and a number that should be taken into account. I feel like that's a good, respectable place to put them. Those are the top 4 teams that I think could win the Big Ten. Number 1, Oregon. Number 2, Michigan. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Penn State. Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Those are the top 4 I got. And what I mean when I say the Big Ten could be completely different this year is you always got to look at a couple teams. In the Big Ten, there's always a team that you kind of overlook because they weren't that great last season or you think it was a one-time deal, and they're a dark horse. Now, you want to look at the Big Ten team this year that's a dark horse? That's the thing about the Big Ten. You can never tell who the dark horse is going to be. I mean, it could be Purdue for all we know at this point. Okay, it probably won't be Purdue. It probably won't be Purdue. Michigan State's got a permanent head coach. It could be Michigan State. Got a permanent head coach now. We don't know. It could potentially maybe be Michigan State. I mean, Ohio State's got potentially the best wide receiver in the Big Ten returning in Jeremiah Smith. Now, you might all say, what are you talking about? He's the best. No doubt about it. He's a great player, but there's a ton of other great players. So we don't know. Do I think he could potentially be the best? Yes. Does it pain me to say that as a Michigan fan? Yes. But do I think he could very well be the best in the Big Ten? Yes, by far. Do I think he's the best in college football? That's debatable. It's debatable for Big Ten, but I think he's probably the best. Which pains me to say that, but I'm honest. He is. I think he probably is. Very, very possibly is. But yeah, the Big Ten teams, there's always one that's a dark horse. That's like a real team. Like last year, Indiana. They were a real team last year. But they got pounded by Ohio State. Michigan, who wasn't that great, gave them a run for their money. So, who knows? In all reality, I'm going to come out and say this. I think a lot of you will agree with me. 4 teams to keep an eye on this season. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, not in that exact order. Say it again in case you don't remember. 1 Oregon, 2 Michigan, 3 Ohio State, 4 Penn State. The reason I put Michigan ahead of Ohio State, main reason, I have trouble seeing Ohio State getting over that hump and beating Michigan. Now, if you're Ohio State, I bet you want to prove me wrong. And if you do, go ahead. Go do it. But I think these guys are still going to beat Ohio State. But anyways, those are the 4 teams I think are going to be the best in the Big Ten. The reason it's going to be different is basically because of the dark horse and Michigan doing a 180. Those reasons are the big reasons that I think the Big Ten could be a lot different this year. So we'll see how Ohio State's new quarterback is going to work out. See how Penn State's returning pieces are going to work out. We'll see what Oregon's returning pieces are going to look like. We'll see what Michigan's new quarterback and wide receivers and running back room is going to look like. We'll see what Michigan's defense is going to look like. That's a big thing for them. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any new videos. Till next time, you know what to do. Rock on.